Morning. Today we're going to read a story called Animal Groups. It's a true story. It's informational text. We're going to learn information today that is true, real facts. It's not a make-believe story. And one thing I wanted to explain to you is that we are going to be practicing the skill of compare and contrast this week. So when you compare, you tell how things are alike, how they're the same. And when you contrast, you talk about how things are different. And comparing how things are alike and different, you understand the story better. You understand the information that the author is trying to give you. And sometimes we'll use something like called a Venn diagram to compare. So in this one, they're comparing reptiles and amphibians. And we'll learn how to do this kind of diagram this week. But basically, all animals, when you talk about animals, all birds have wings, but not all birds fly. Some animals have legs, and some do not. Fish live in water all the time. Other animals live on land. Animals are alike and different. What animals do you know about? You will read about how animals are alike and different in our story called Animal Groups. So do you guys know a lot about animals already? Look at this animal. So this story was written by James Brucock, I guess is how you would say his name. And he has many interests. He's a writer, a storyteller, an animal tracker, and a wilderness guide. Together with his father, Joseph, he wrote the books How Chipmunk Got His Stripes and Turtles Race with Beaver. I've read How Chipmunk Got His Stripes. All right, so the question today is, what makes birds different from mammals? Do you think we'll be able to answer that when we're done? Ooh, this story has good pictures. Let's take a look at 5 animal groups. How are animals in a group the same? So let's look at the groups. Fish, reptile, amphibian, bird, mammal. So think about it. How are all mammals the same? How are all birds the same? How are all amphibians the same? Sometimes I get amphibians and reptiles mixed up. How are all fish the same? Let's start with fish. Oh, isn't that a beautiful picture? Fish must live in water. Fish have gills that help them breathe in water. Fish have fins and tails. Those help them swim. So here's their fin, gills, mouth, eye, another fin, and their tail. It's funny, I don't think about fish having tails, do you? Fish can be many shapes and sizes. Can you find a fish in this picture? You see them? Reptiles can live on land. Some like to be in water. Reptiles have scales on their skin. Oh, here's a blown up picture of the scales. Look at those. You can see they have a tail, just like fish, legs, unlike fish, an eye. So reptiles and fish both have eyes and tails, but reptiles can have legs and fish cannot. Do you see how comparing and contrasting can help the information kind of get into your mind? Many reptiles hatch from eggs. Snakes cannot walk. They do not have legs. This snake slides its long body on the grass. Amphibians. Amphibians spend time both on land and in water. They do not have scales. Their skin is wet. Amphibians hatch from eggs. Tadpoles hatch and grow to be frogs. Can you believe this is going to become a frog one day? Eye, wet skin, legs. So that's really the difference between reptiles and amphibians that I tend to remember most. Amphibians have wet skin, and reptiles tend to have dry skin. Birds. A bird has feathers and wings. This bird's eyes are on the side of its face. Many birds can fly. Some can run or swim fast. Eye, bill, wing, feathers. I don't think this bird can fly. He's pretty big. I wonder if he can run fast. Birds hatch from eggs. This hen made a nest for its eggs. Mammals. Mammals can be many shapes and sizes. They have hair on their skin, legs, tail, hair, eye. Did you know we're mammals? Miss Wismiller, I don't have hair on my skin. Yes, you do. Look very carefully. You do have hair on your skin. A mammal can make milk for its baby. Lots of mammals live on land, but some live in the water. Have you ever seen these kind of animals? Otters, river otters, they like to be in the water almost all the time. Did you know that you are a mammal too? Well, yes, Miss Wismiller did just say that. I did know. And that's the end. So I'm excited. I love studying about animals, and we'll be talking about them lots this week.